Results so far are already telling a story. We're joined by our election analyst, Democrat, former Metro Council President David Tandy, now a partner at Denton's law firm in Louisville, and Iris Wilbur-Glick, a GOP election consultant with McCarthy Strategic Solutions. So, David, your reaction to the early results so far, what are you watching? Any stories you're seeing out in the state?
Early on, what you're looking at is you're trying to compare the 2019 race to this one and really kind of seeing where the margins comparing those margins to each other. So you're looking at different counties. For example, like right now, you still have in Oldham County, about 39% of the vote is in. Governor Beshear is up 55% to 45%. If he were able to hold that, that's going to be a pickup county for him relative to 4 years ago. You're looking at other counties where Matt Bevin won those counties by larger margins than what we're seeing right now. So that's early on. That's kind of what you're looking at, but it's still way too early to call.
And Iris, let's talk a little bit about Eastern Kentucky and what you're seeing there. Of course, Beshear has spent a lot of his time there after the floods. Does that tell a story right now?
I think that's what we're trying to find out. Right now, the results are early, right? So we're getting percentages right now, 20 to 30 range, percentage range of reporting. A lot of that's the early voting, absentee activities. Traditionally, conservative voters have been hesitant to participate in early voting, and so that may contribute to the margins that we're experiencing right now. But there is no dismissing sort of the presence, right? The tragedies that experienced by Eastern Kentucky, the governor's presence there. I think for Republicans up and down the ticket, really need to pay attention to being able to hold those counties and overperform in Eastern Kentucky.
You flagged Breathitt County. Let's talk about that. Eastern Kentucky, it was one of the hardest hit areas. What have you discovered in Breathitt County? What's happening there now?
So again, Doug, the early voting activity, so the absentee, the in-person, excused and unexcused, favor Governor Beshear. Again, the question
in
Breathitt County, where Republicans hesitant to participate. But yes, so with the sort of tornado relief activities, the governor's presence there, cannot also ignore that the governor has had a pretty substantial cash advantage for turnout operations in places like Breathitt. But there are some solid Republican counties in southeastern Kentucky that are trending definitely in the right direction. We need to maintain those leads, and that's actually where Cameron up and down the ticket as well needs to overperform in order to compensate for some of these eastern Kentucky counties.
Something that you mentioned, David, that I think is interesting is when you're looking down the ticket and you're looking at who's overperforming. In 2019, it was Allison Ball who won. But you're saying this year, from what you're seeing, maybe not her again this year.
Yeah, I think if you're looking down ballot, the contest that happens a lot of times is who's going to be the highest vote getter. And so in this case, I think this year you're looking on the Republican side, at least you're looking at, will it be Michael Adams, who is a Republican who has demonstrated an ability to work across the party line and be able to work with Democrats to get things done, to protect elections, to not be one who was an election denier, versus someone like an Allison Ball, where they know her. She was one of the top vote getters the last time. So it'll be interesting. That's going to be like your inside baseball kind of chance to kind of look at things.
The thing you analysts are really into watching.
Inside baseball. Any early results on Warren County? That's Bowling Green.
Yes, and so the polls just closed Central Time Zone to the polls there, and so I think it's too early to kind of decipher early voting activities there, but Warren County is particularly important for General Cameron. That was a county that Governor Beshear was successful in 2019. It is a red county registration-wise. It leans Republican, and so that is a county that I am monitoring for a pickup opportunity.
And since the last election, we had the devastating tornado. Of course, Andy Beshear basically stayed in Bowling Green for such a long time. So it's going to be interesting to see if you have similar results.
And General Cameron
Breathitt
has had 8 campaign stops in Warren County, and so that's been a hotly contested
shows
one.
the importance.
Both of them focusing
Thank you, Iris. And